Hi, teammates. I'm going to model for you how I take notes when I'm doing research. Take notes on the 4 steps that I take during this process. So, yesterday I found this source that generally talks about the Great Depression from thebalance.com. I'm going to go back and read the source to determine what information I should write down. So, let me show you my graphic organizer. You will see that we have all of the website information, and then there's 2 columns at the end, one for copy and pasted text, and the other for the importance of the information. So now I have all of the articles information here, and I've pulled up the website. I'm going to begin reading, and I'm going to pause every 2 or 3 paragraphs. So as I read, I'm going to ask myself, what information does this source give me that helps me define the Great Depression? So the first paragraph seems really important to me because it tells me exactly when and how the Great Depression started, and it tells me about the stock market crash. That seems pretty relevant because I will need to explain the important events of the Great Depression. And this explains how it started. So I'm not going to copy the whole paragraph because I don't need it all, but I will copy and paste part of it. I'm going to copy all the way up to the part where it says stock market. Control C to copy. Then I'm going to paste it. Control V to paste. I'm going to make sure to put quotation marks around it. Now let me keep reading and see what comes up in the next paragraphs. So this next paragraph does seem important, but it's really telling me a lot about the economy, and I don't know if I need to go into that much detail in a short presentation, so I'm not going to take notes on that one. But the one underneath it says life during the Depression, and that seems pretty important because it tells me how the Depression affected ordinary Americans. And I know that my presentation is mostly about African Americans, but this will be a good place to have information about all Americans as a point of comparison. So I'm going to add this text to my graphic organizer. Control C, Control V, and then I want to keep my organizer looking nice, so I'm just going to unbold it, make it a little bit smaller. That way I can see them both on the same screen. So I know that I'm not done with this article, but let me pause here and review the information that I already recorded. After I record information, I need to make sure that it's important. So for the first quote, it's important because it helps me define what the Great Depression was. So I'm going to write in this column the importance, right, the definition of the Great Depression. That's why this quote was important because it defined the Great Depression. Now I'm going to look at my next quote. Why was this one important again? This one was telling me the effects of the Great Depression. It was telling me how it affected farmers and ordinary people. All right. So I will repeat this process for the rest of the article and then for my other sources as well. And then you will all do the same. So good luck.